American continent, the broad canvas upon which we paint a picture of a bold adventure. It is at Vancouver, British Columbia, that we see the start of a record-breaking journey. And here, amid the familiar trappings that garnish the great occasion, the Hillman Minx moves slowly through the crowds, drawn by the audacious challenge of its driver, that bold adventurer, Richard Pape. The challenge? From Vancouver to Fairbanks, Alaska, and back again, 5,000 miles in 5 days, no less. And we shall do it, says Richard Pape. No, he's not up in the air. Both feet are firmly on the ground. It's just that the life of an adventurer is practicing the art of the impossible, although it has its easier moments. And one for co-driver, David Rote, too. At 7:50 p.m. Thursday, August 27, the Minx is off through Vancouver's outskirts and out onto the Caribou Trail towards the adventures that lie in wait beyond the rim of the horizon. Northward to Alaska on a journey they say requires 8 days one way, under normal conditions that is, and with a high-powered car, over roads of flint and rock winding through endless forests of spruce and pine. Northwards over bridges that span the waters of the Fraser River, named for that great pioneer, Simon Fraser. And over the lower Liard River, ahead lies the road of history, a broad and ample road whose dust is gold and pavement stars, leading to the Yukon Territory of storybook fame. A brief stop and away again. The unfaltering beat of the engine lost beneath the thunderous rattle of rocks and gravel on the underside of the vehicle. Along the Gold Rush Trail goes the car, each mile recorded by a Vancouver radio station, for hourly progress bulletins to the people of British Columbia who have taken these bold adventurers to their heart. Will they make it, or won't they? Why pick on me? I'm only a moose. Across the legendary Tanana River, they ride the dangerous flood of history which never sleeps nor dies. The endless ribbon of road unfolds across valley and plain, waterway and mountain, on into the night. hours on and 5 hours off for Richard Pape and his co-driver, but no respite for the car whose headlights stab the darkness on the roof of the world. At last a shining sword of light appears from the scabbard of the night, and dawn comes to restore the weary men who look down upon the city of Fairbanks, their halfway mark. Two and a half thousand miles in 52 hours of almost non-stop motoring, and never was a welcome sign more welcome. On the road back again, and plumes of dust mark their passage as with foot hard down, the tired drivers head for home, Vancouver, 2,500 miles away. Signs emphasize the danger that beset their path. Delayed by a stop to administer first aid to a fellow motorist, and later by a damaged petrol tank, the car and its crew press on, oblivious to the beauty of the world around. Past crystal rivers fringed with pine, past green fields, back over the bridge that spans the Fraser River. On through tunnels carved from the solid, ageless rock, the car makes its own inimitable music, the triumphant song of the open road. Last lap, just 141 miles to go. Down from the high mountains come two men in a minx to add their tale of determination and endurance to the folklore of a land that was built upon these self-same qualities. From the historic past they return to the present day, to civilization and its delights. Its drawbacks, too. And with the same lightning speed of a forest fire, the news is spread. They made it after all. In an epic power drive that fired the imagination, Richard Pape with his co-driver and their indomitable British car had proved once more that fortune favors the bold. Like giants refreshed, Richard Pape and the Alaska car seek new worlds to conquer, new sights to see. So the new world it is. With his fiancée, Billy Brickman, as co-driver, another bold adventure starts. To stretch the record-breaking Alaska drive into an endurance and economy test, encircling the North American continent. Across the Vancouver Bridge they go to take the route eastward to Toronto. The Rockies, silent and remote, look down upon the travelers. On to Banff, whose main hotel overlooks the Bow River. And passing the signpost of the summit. Economy and endurance are stretched to the limit over every sort of road. Calgary comes and goes, and the travelers drive on through the golden tints of the prairie autumn and the vast open spaces of Canada to Winnipeg and a quick check at the routes agents. From there to the Great Lakes and Port Arthur. Yes, let's look at that map again. Now northward around Lake Superior, now south again, on through the chill night air to Lake Huron and Toronto, where television teams stand by and press and radio interview the drivers. In Ottawa, Government House is decorated for the visit of Her Majesty. "100 miles east of Ottawa lies Montreal, Canada's largest city and last stop on the Trans-Canada Highway, where the Ottawa River flows into the St. Lawrence. Here that vast, impressive project, the St. Lawrence Seaway, nears completion, a landmark in history watched by an even earlier one, a British outpost of 1760. Now bon voyage from the second largest French-speaking city in the world, and the travelers take the road again through the dazzling autumn scenery of Canada and over the international bridge in the Thousand Islands country into the state of New York. So to America, the incredible vastness of a land into which Great Britain fits 33 times, a country where the automobile is a part of the American way of life. En route to New York, the car crosses into Vermont and takes the road of history to Crown Point. Fort Ticonderoga. To the broad streets of Boston, state capital, leading seaport, and famed for the beauty of its buildings, the car comes to accept a civic welcome. But New York beckons, and along the great roads of America, through Springfield and New Haven, the adventurers come to the world's biggest city on the small island of Manhattan, sold by the Indians in 1626 for $24. Wouldn't your face be red? The United Nations building rises on a familiar skyline as sharp and clear as the freedom for which it stands. Now on to Philadelphia. Birthplace of Benjamin Franklin, Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty, acclaims the bold adventurers as naturally would the city where the Declaration of Independence was signed. History here is everywhere, and in this house the first American flag was sewn. From city to city along some of the finest roads in the world, the car goes on its way in a land that staggers the imagination by its diversity of climate, peoples, civilization, and scenic beauty. A vast and generous land whose capital is Washington. Not far from the stately dome of the Capitol stands the Lincoln Memorial. The classic simplicity of its style reflecting the spirit of the man himself, Abraham Lincoln, who believed that all men should be free, free to think and express themselves, free to apply their talents in lawful enterprise. Words that carry a message of hope for all, their splendor and simple dignity matched by the White House, traditional home of American presidents. To Richard Pape and his car, freedom means the open road to John Penn's state of Pennsylvania. To North Carolina and the town of Durham, where the tobacco belt is centered. The home also of famed Duke University, endowed from a fortune founded in smoke. Next stop, Jacksonville, in the sun-drenched state of Florida, where everything is possible, from an alligator farm to a monkey jungle, and the southern hospitality and the sunshine combine to make a life of ease. But not for Richard Pape and Billy Brickman, who faced the TV cameras and radio interviewers as they had at almost every stop. The Alaska car and her drivers were headline news, and the calls upon the drivers were an added strain in this endurance test of man and machine. No trip to Florida would be complete without a run on the famous sands of Daytona Beach. Another test the Minx took in its stride, at speeds well over 80. Here's the escort into West Palm Beach on the way to the freedom of the city. Miami, largest city of America's most southern state, is hard to leave. With its tropical climate and its great hotels looking out upon the blue Atlantic, fringed with golden beaches, and a winter temperature of 70 degrees. But in the distance lies enchantment too. Through Tallahassee, capital town of Florida, the road leads on to New Orleans. But watch it. Birthplace of the blues, New Orleans is unique. The charm and grace of an older world mixes easily with the sophistication of the new in an intoxicating atmosphere no other city can supply. From the softness of the South to the hard and arid lands of the Southwest, America's Indian country. And largest state in the Union, the Lone Star State of Texas. Houston, its capital, boasts an almost New York skyline, though Texans will tell you it's the other way about. From Houston, the route runs into the fabled valley of the Rio Grande, through cactus-covered plains and desert wastelands. A stark trail in the shadow of the Chisholm Mountains. Into the city of San Antonio, and a halt beneath the San Fernando Cathedral, built in 1738. But let's look at that map for a moment. So to the Grand Canyon, one of the wonders of the world. A titanic gash in the face of the earth over 200 miles long and more than a mile deep. First discovered by the Spaniards in 1540, geologists estimate it has taken at least 7 million years to reach its present state. At its bottom runs the mighty Colorado River, and rising from the depths of the canyon are whole mountain ranges, their peaks rising to just below the rim of the gorge. Defying description, the superbly limitless vista of the Grand Canyon, the staggering immensity and classic grandeur of this great work of nature, leaves the spectator humble and breathless. But the west awaits, and the orange groves of El Paso on the road to Los Angeles delight the eye. While the different styles of motel architecture are varied and colorful. The famed Los Angeles Hollywood Freeway bears the bold adventurers to the glamorous city of make-believe. Where everything is just a little larger than life. From Grauman's celebrated Chinese theater where the stars leave their imprints encased in concrete. To the beach at Santa Monica, where the stars leave their footprints in sands, as shifting and ephemeral as their fame. Over the Redwood Highway to the white and shining city of San Francisco, watched by the forbidding island prison of Alcatraz. The Chinese Quarter is a feature of San Francisco's history, as also is Diamond Jim. The switchback roads remind one that the city is built upon 14 hills and washed on 3 sides by the broad blue Pacific. Beyond the gleaming fishing boats and the sailing vessels of another age lies the Golden Gate Bridge, and beyond it, 1,000 miles away, lies Vancouver, BC, and Journey's End. Gates were made to be opened, bridges to be crossed, and towering in the mist, San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge bears the travelers on their way. Northwards now on the last lap, through Portland and Seattle, before the border on the 49th parallel, and the arch that commemorates 1,000 years of peace. And then Vancouver at last. The circuit of the States completed in 20 driving days, 11,700 miles at an average of 35 miles an hour and 35.8 miles to every gallon. "585 miles driving every day, the Hillman never faltered and proved an ideal performer for Richard Pape, who, dreaming, recalls the highlights of a momentous journey. The rodeo up on the Yukon, the fishing in British Columbia, that chance meeting in Calgary with a wartime colleague last seen in a German prison camp, the regal palms of Florida, and a speedboat trip to Key West and deep sea fishing. The beauties of a tropical garden in the heart of the deep south. The beauties on Sunset Boulevard. And oh, those Sunday drivers. Well, they never behaved like that in my time. The famed Hollywood Bowl, and the home of the Cracker Barrel philosopher Will Rogers. Remembrance of things past is the treasure of the mind, and the brightest jewel in the treasure chest of Richard Pape is the mighty Minx, the car that made the other memories possible.